Never get caught in the 914 when it's 8:30.
Wow, I'm not even here. You can't see me.
Hey, you're cut out.
Yeah, DJ, you're not involved today.
I'm not here. No.
Look, there we
You
are.
already put the wide
Don't
angle
do
in.
it. Oh, the really wide angle.
DJ, you want to... Well, I'll introduce myself. This is Councilman Kaz Kwiatkowski, and
I am DJ Barker.
your friend?
And I'm David Paradiso.
So we're all here, and we're here to take your... Well, you want to explain the ground rules?
The ground rules are don't be mean. Well, if you have to, don't swear. Pretty much anything goes. Just keep it within public standards. No cussing. No nudity on the phone, please, because that would be horrible.
Well, you got it all covered.
Whoa. Hello. Come in. It's the doorbell.
I think it's Roswell.
Oh, damn.
They're coming for you.
Yeah, well, it's about time. I've been here way too long. But anyway, David is the president of Erie Makerspace.
Yep. That's our community workshop. More or less, they have tools and materials for people to come down, more or less build projects, so they don't have their shop at their house. They can come down and use the shop that we have set up.
I'm going to bring a radio down there.
Yeah, we did that.
I got to rebuild one.
They could work.
Good morning, consumers. Consumers. That's where I used to work. I did it again. Hey, welcome to Taxpayer's Hotline. Go ahead.
You sure you guys aren't nipping the little grape juice back there?
No, we had what the Polish call a spiritus.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
Or the Italians call, what do you call that? Cafe Royale?
No, that's Anisette Royale.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a hotline for DJ.
Ooh, okay.
What you got?
Hey,
Yeah.
my kid just found a great big tube tester. He's got some tubes. He's got an old chart. They're vacuum. Would you like to have it?
I'll take anything.
DJ
Yes.
likes tubes and high voltage.
I like high voltage and tubes. I'll take it.
You take it? Well,
Yep.
Kaz will give you the particulars.
You got it. Thank you.
How to get here. But I have one thing for Kaz.
Oh, I knew you wouldn't let me go.
They don't know how to spell your name, but we can't talk about that.
Who doesn't?
That Dago who had your sign made.
Why? Well, how didn't he spell it right?
KWZ.
What? No, it's K-A-Z.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, where did it say KWZ?
Yeah, I got a fluke then.
You were joking with me, right?
Yeah.
I double-checked those things. I said...
Hey, that's great, but I wanted to comment on these signs.
Yeah, you mean the political signs?
Yeah, all the political signs that are in the city right away.
Right.
And, you know, you're seeing Steiner, you're seeing Anderson, you're seeing Mirsky. What is our streets department and what are the parks department doing?
Well, they can technically, on the city right-of-way, pick them up. They have in the past.
But they're ignoring it.
Well, it depends. I've seen when they haven't ignored it, you know. I generally, as a rule, if you notice, I try to put mine up on the lawn.
Yeah, I know. You broke my azalea.
I did not, John. I wasn't even closer to azalea.
That was an azalea that was invisible.
You know what I do need, though? I need a cut from one of yours.
A what?
Can I, a little cut off one of the branches?
Help yourself.
Well, I have to come. You have to tell me when you can do it, because mine died when they changed my gas meter. On the side of the house, they dug up everything, and
A lot of that stuff dies.
well, they pulled all the bushes out to put the meters in, and lo and behold, a couple of years later, it just didn't take right to the transplant. But
Yeah, they're hard to translate.
yeah, they are. Actually, there's a rule though, John, that right away is. But look what you see around the highways at every.
Yeah, you have all these judges when they lose. You see them there for the next election.
Isn't it funny when the law breaks a law, there is no law. It's the judges that do it a lot on these statewide campaigns. It's no different. It's no different out east either. I was looking at them.
Hey, what is Mirsky doing with a king-size sign up off of Grand View in Mill Creek?
Well, I was amazed that over the years I've noticed there's a lot of a lot of people will hit major highways coming into the city, and you'll see some Mill Creek signs in ours too.
I'm not blaming him.
No, we actually, sometimes, John, it's like, here's a good one. If you buy a spot on the bus, that bus goes into Mill Creek, right? And you go, well, what good can it do a city race? Well, a lot of Erie people up there doing shopping. So a lot of the theory is that, if you put your signs on a major artery that's leading up, they're going to see it. It can't hurt you, And as long as you obey I think Mill Creek rules used to be a little tougher than Erie. You had to post a bond, actually, in Mill Creek.
No, I was talking with my attorney before they finalized the petitions, but I figured I wouldn't cause a rumpus because I knew there was a bunch of candidates running for mayor didn't turn in their expense reports.
Well, that got confusing because the courthouse really didn't... I think they were confused a little bit because there's a lot of people on there that are very educated that have even run before that were confused. And with elected officials, there's confusion as to whether, the report you filed already with your municipality is still valid or do you have to file another one? I think they really need to make the process a little clearer and a little less daunting for especially new people,
The primaries.
They get, you're trying to encourage people to run, and then you throw.
You throw all the roadblocks at them.
I always said this. If somebody wants to cheat and run it, that's fine. I really don't care. I'll either lose or beat them, based on what the people think, and that's what it should be. But some people like the challenge and everything like that, and so I just tell the new people that are running. Try to make sure you do everything under, proper because
150 signatures get 175 or get 200.
Yeah, when I first ran, nobody really cared. They just, you did what you did, and
yeah, I don't believe in this party primaries. I believe in just a general election.
Well, that'd be fine, but there's something to be said for that. It'd be a lot less expensive, John. And, here's a good one. When you're running, did you know, we have to have 100 signatures in Erie, right?
150.
Well, no, 100 for an office in the city.
I thought it was 150 for city council.
No, only 100. As school board, you need 100 of each one if you're cross-filing.
County, you need 10.
And, where?
County, you need 10.
Well...
For county...
for county council.
Yeah.
Or for Mill Creek supervisor, you only need 10. But if you're running, like when I ran for county controller a few years back, you really need about, I think it was 200 and some. So that even the county executive, that's a little bit more. Or the races for coroner and clerk of courts, those are more. But the county councilmen and a lot of the townships are only 10. Hey, you look at the justification. You got a community like Mill Creek, which is half as big as Erie. You would think they at least have to get 50 signatures.
Yeah.
True.
But, getting 100 it looks easy, but sometimes it isn't when you got a large field.
It's a hard 100 out there.
Yeah.
I'll get off. TJ will get together. Cass can call me. My son's home today. Maybe he'll bring that up. And if you're not doing anything, you can get that out of here.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. I'll tell him go get it out of the caution now.
No problem, John.
Have a good one.
You too.
I'm going to run for office, and I'll just make up 100 different names. Bob.
Somebody did that once
Johnson.
and got caught.
Frank
It
Johnson.
wouldn't be that hard to do one off the internet here. We need an internet poll of our website. Just sign up.
Just print out a list of fake names.
Yeah.
Margaret Johnson.
You could do baby names, and you can get plenty of lists of that and figure out your own.
A famous friend of mine did that, but one of the names was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh.
Assigned to the U.S. Navy. They wanted to know how that happened. That's a true story.
I don't know.
Entertaining.
Yes.
But getting back to relevant things.
Oh, relevant things. Oh, that's out of my...
What do you think?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
I left my notebooks in my car, and somebody stole my car, so...
Nah, that
Borrowed his car. He didn't
I loaned my car out, and I forgot to grab my notebooks.
Do you have a new insight? Anything?
Inside?
Anything?
Anything.
Anything bothering you? Or?
Not at the moment. More or less, it's just...
Anything we should do? everybody has their own little world, you know, so.
Everybody has an opinion or a complaint or both.
Everybody has their own little concept of, you know, their world, their surrounding. Anything turns you off or on?
More accessibility of trying to get into places and then just having more activities of things to do.
I would agree with you.
I mean, that's what I've been trying to, find and be able to do is more activities.
You know,
Besides just going to the bars and
explain
drinking.
it. You're speaking from a little experience, though. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's some of the businesses locally that they're not handicap accessible, but they've also been here forever.
The problem you get into, and I was watching how they did in Europe. In Europe, it was kind of, because they have so many things that are old and they don't want to destroy them.
Right.
Yeah.
They work around it by different ways than we do. Mm-hmm. You know, we'll come in and we'll make like physical changes where they won't. They'll figure out another solution, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we had to go down literally. We were down 2 sub-basements in these like
Catacombs
restaurants
or-
and taverns, and
Yeah.
nice and cool down there, you know. But you know, getting down there, yeah, it's a.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make it easy.
In America, though, I remember we had this problem when I was on the school board. If you do renovation and you do so much percentage of it or money involved or the percentage of the
Right.
value, it doesn't really kick in, you know.
Yeah, that's why people are able to get away with like small businesses and not having it overly accessible because it's within reasonable accommodations, not
Well, like city council, we look at, the balance between the merchants who want to put sidewalk businesses, but yet at the same time, you have to keep.
Well, you have the right of way of people walking through or anybody coming through.
Yeah, but, so you have to balance all that, and, it gets a little tricky. But then, you go to arenas and you go to other places, and
Yeah, they're fully accessible and easy to get around. And
some of them are, not all of them,
some
but.
yeah, not all of them are though.
Yeah, a lot of new places go to great lengths to make sure that things get done properly.
Well, they came in, like years ago, they came into City Hall, and they did a survey. Of course, we haven't rebuilt this place to that degree, but just going into my old office, and, you got to remember this building was built back when John F. Kennedy was president. Go back a little ways,
Yeah.
Things were different back then. And, to make the kind of changes you would have to do, it's not a cheap date, right? So how do you balance that with, like, even some of the restrooms in here are very, very small,
Yeah.
and you don't have the room to,
Yeah.
Right.
we got to put you on the phone. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, I just wanted to know, did you get any kind of word on when they're going to pave East 19th Street from Parade to Buffalo Road? Been over 10 years.
I don't know whether we're going to do it. They haven't released our thing yet. I'll announce that on the air, and that'll be available on the website when we do. But I can check on it with the traffic engineers, see if the Commonwealth has it on their schedule. That's 19th. Hang on one second. Let me get the volume up a little bit. 19th Street between where?
Parade in Buffalo.
Buffalo Road.
Parade and Buffalo. Okay. I'll see if that's on I think part of that state highway. We'll see if that's on there, if we're going to do it. When we do announce our repaving, I'll try to put it on a list and see if they're going to, they'll consider it. So it goes from basically Parade Street to Buffalo Road, correct?
Right.
Okay. I'll take a ride over there on the way home, too.
That would be nice.
Yeah, and then we'll see if that's on the schedule, for the future or when it is.
If I have to take my car to the shop one more time, I'm suing the city.
In fact, I was on there yesterday a little bit, but I didn't take it all the way over. I was looking for a problem I had on that street before, and I think it disappeared, one of them, but I'll take another ride over there.
All right, thank you.
Is this the lady that lives across from the problem? The pile of dirt?
Lady that lives across from the problem.
Okay. I keep wanting to talk to you sometime. I drive through there. I'd like to talk to you someday.
All right, we'll get together someday.
Yeah, you have to give me your address off the air,
Hey, you'll have to stop by then.
Yeah, I've been by there all the time, but I never read.
Yeah.
But, yeah, give me your number off the air sometime, and I'll come by and see you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, she's been a long time
Yeah.
caller about this.
She's always got a lot of good ideas, too. I
Well, they
recognize
pile a
the
big
voice.
pile of dirt across from her house and
Yeah.
snow and everything. You know where it comes from? Wesleyville, no, Lawrence Park and Upper Peach Street.
Wow.
And they bring their snow down here in the city.
And they dump it in that section.
And she's got to put up with that, you know.
Yeah.
Plus they pile dirt up there. You know what dirt does when it's not wet?
Oh, yeah, it comes mud.
When it blows across your house, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the insensitivity sometimes of,
That's just people finding places just to dump stuff. Is what
yeah, they
happens,
figure, you know, dump it in the
unfortunately.
inner city, we don't care, you know. Well, you know, people live there.
Yeah.
People live all over the city, you know. It's just no one neighborhood better than another neighborhood.
Yeah,
you know.
everybody still has to live and survive, and
But I have to check on it for repaving, see if they.
see if it's on the schedule.
Yeah, we haven't done our schedule yet, and then the Commonwealth has their schedule.
Makes sense.
DJ's taking notes. Look at that.
I am. What was the date? I think the weekend of the 6th. Is that going to be the date of the large item electronics and hazardous waste
You know, I
drop off?
I had that thing here. And
I had it in my notes from last time, but I
I thought you were going to keep in your notes. That's what I keep you for. But
think it's not this weekend, but next weekend. It's the one day, so we have to get that date again.
boy, it's a lot of that stuff's already out on the sidewalk.
A lot of people
Isn't
have been
it?
picking up a lot, or
Yeah.
been throwing it out, just trying to get whatever people will pick up.
Yeah.
The hardest thing is trying to get rid of the older TVs, because there really is no places to take it.
No, they told
one
me-
time during the year.
Yeah, you have to take. Well, when I talked to Sarah, our recycle specialist, you can take them out to a couple locations. She has a list, you know.
Oh, okay.
But you got to pay by the pound.
Right. Most people, yeah. There's
I
nobody
don't
that
care.
Take it, but most people have to pay to get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I'll do it, you know, because, you know, some of them are really bad. Years ago, some of the companies used to take them, but there's no use for those kind of tubes anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Most of the places that were taking them before, they don't want them anymore because they can't really get rid of them themselves either.
Yeah, Best Buy can't. They don't take any stuff
Yeah.
like monitors or.
Not anymore. They used to, but they don't anymore.
Well, the only thing they take are rechargeable batteries. But you could recycle your batteries there, but they don't do TVs or monitors.
They do
Salvation
take
Army,
batteries, though?
they take batteries, but not monitors or TVs. Salvation Army doesn't take any more TVs or monitors.
Well, Salvation Army will take TVs, but only if they're in working condition. so
Yeah.
they can see
Who,
that
Salvation
they're working.
Army?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the only
sometimes
way
though, they
they'll
don't
take
want the old ones though. Nobody.
No,
Yeah.
they'd rather take some of the newer, but they're the only ones that'll be able to take working CRTs.
Yeah, some of those TVs aren't bad. I mean, you know, take them out to a hunting camp or something. Or
I mean, even for like the old gaming systems and stuff, they've worked better on the older TVs than.
I always like to say they're good enough to get stolen, and you know,
Yeah.
they're cheap enough to get stolen where it doesn't bother you. You know, nobody's gonna.
Well, the older stuff works better on the older TVs than the newer stuff, on the newer TVs.
Where was that? DJ and I were talking about that, wasn't we?
Yeah.
About how some shows are better. The old Star Trek is better on an old TV.
It's better if you watch it on an old TV, yep.
Yeah, because you don't see all the detail.
Yeah, high quality on a thing that wasn't made for high quality.
Yeah, when you start watching, you watch the old Star Wars DVDs on an HD TV, you can see the lines in the costumes and all the stuff where things are glued onto Darth Vader. It's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, I was watching some of those old westerns one time on my HD TV because I got some old tapes I bought.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you how old they were, but it was funny. Yeah, you look at them and go, "Oh man, that was really bad."
Well, it's like some of the old original, like Lost in Space. It looked like it was made in somebody's garage, and you can actually see every
They
detail.
probably were.
Yeah, probably back then, but it was an entertaining show. It was a good show.
I'm trying to think of what it was, Space Ranger or something like that with Ovaltine. They actually had a rocket ship with us. You could see the string if you look.
Close
They-
enough to see the string floating in the air.
And then it had sparklers coming out of the back end, was
Nice.
sputtering like.
It's all about the sparklers. Hey, I got the electronic date. The date for electronics drop-off, it's going to be one day, Saturday, May the 6th.
Saturday, May the 6th?
Saturday, May the 6th from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m.
When was that? What time?
It's 9 to 1.
9 to 1. That's at
9
our
a.m.
city
to 1
garage,
p.m.
right?
That's at the city garage at 1926 Holland Street.
Right.
Yep, and items you can recycle are TVs, computers, laptops, monitors, keyboards, mice, printers, speakers, and e-readers. That's
Oh,
about
you
it.
you took some of my speakers.
Yeah, I take all your speakers. You throw all your junk out and I take it. I took your computer too. I got to wipe out the hard drive.
How about, is there one on there for tires?
I got the electronics one. You guys
Tires
talk
are
about
another
something.
problem
I'll try to
we
find
got in the city.
There's like a hazardous
There's
one.
a separate one for tires because they're a different type of recycling.
They're
Yeah.
actually running out of things to do with tires. They used to, chew them up for football fields and tracks and...
Well, there was a place, like I know there's some of the places like the Tire Energy plant that they're using for energy, but there's other places they grind them up and make them new tires out of them too.
Yeah.
Depending on where they recycle them.
Yeah, we were going to have a tire energy plant here, but that had a lot of public scrutiny.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But, nobody wants it in their backyard, and that's...
Right. That's the tough thing. It's hard to get a factory in here when there's already a lot here, but it's getting some of the
Here we go.
empty buildings.
Go ahead, caller, you're on.
Yes. Hi, Kaz. How are
Hey,
you?
Good.
Hey, listen, can I ask you when Here, let me shut this off. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I apologize. Come on. Do you know when the pickup for computers and...
Oh, the DJ just gave it to you. You want to hold on a minute?
Yes.
Yeah, DJ's going to give it.
Turn you on. I apologize.
Well, it's not a pickup, though. You got to take it down to yourself, okay?
You got to drop it off at the city garage at 1926 Holland,
Yeah, I know where that is.
and it's going to be on May the 6th. Not this weekend, but next weekend after that.
Oh, okay.
May the 6th, it's going to be from 9 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon.
And Kaz, as you ride around the city, you see piles of stuff that hasn't been picked up.
Right.
I mean, don't the people have to do something with that? I mean...
Well, eventually, it always gets kind of crazy whether we will cite them and put a lien against them or cite them, outright and fine them, or sometimes the city will just pick it up because the neighbors are complaining, it's laying around there.
Yeah, because people were... I have to commend the people that did the cleanup. I saw bags along as I was going over 26th Street near the interstate there that are ready to be picked up. It looks like they got quite a bit of garbage, and that's nice that people take the time to do something like that.
Yeah, you mean the people that do the voluntary cleanups and stuff?
Right, that did it. I think it was Saturday they did that.
Yeah, that was, I think, Earth Day or something.
Right, Earth Day.
And there's a lady, teacher from Connell, that she goes in the back of that woods over there, what we call Roma Park.
Yeah.
She does that, and she does behind the school district property. Yeah, see the things they pull out of. I don't know how they did this. They pulled out a TV one time. It was one of these projection type screens, a huge TV.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody had actually, I can't believe they did this. They actually dragged it to the middle of the woods.
Oh my goodness.
I saw it in there when I was walking with her, and I said, you got to be, most people would just dump it on the side of the road,
Yeah, because nobody wants those anymore.
Yeah, but they took the time to...
Take it out to the woods.
Yeah.
So then, what we try to do is the city will come by now and they'll take the stuff as the volunteers bring it out, like.
Yeah, because they're in bags. They're neat. They're along the road there. They probably have a truck that's going to come by and.
Yeah, I get disappointed though when I ride around the city and I see people that know, you're not supposed to put tires in electronics, and they do it anyway.
Anyway, I know.
I mean, it's.
Because you give them the opportunity the following week after it's over to get rid. Because I've gone the last 3 years to get rid of television.
Yeah, and then see, we were talking about that. Like a lot of my church is having a kind of like, what do you call it, a rummage sale,
Yeah.
But they mark right down in there, just like DJ had one, please no TVs and all that, because nobody can get rid of them after it's over. They charge you physically per pound.
Oh, I'll tell you, if you call what we used to call a junk man, it's a small fortune to get rid of anything. So that's why.
Well, there are people around that every once in a while they'll take your old refrigerators.
Yeah, Penelec will. There's a number you can call, and freezers too.
Oh, they will.
Yeah. They'll take old freezers and refrigerators if you want to get rid of them.
Yeah, sometimes they want the Freon out of them, but
yeah,
there are a lot of people that will go around. You'll see their signs, picking up scrap.
Yeah.
And so they'll come in and they'll actually take the refrigerators out of your basement.
Oh.
Because I tell you what, that's the biggest problem is taking them out again.
Oh, sure.
I got one I got to get rid of. I mean,
Yeah, they're hard to move unless you have a big dolly to be able to strap it down and a few
Well,
people
I
to carry it
have-
out.
From my late husband, I have this big freezer. He was a hunter, and
that explains it, yep.
and he used it every year, and he would get the meat done, and I mean, it was nice, but now I don't even, I don't have any use for it.
Was he a fisherman, too?
Oh, yes.
See, I would have come over and taken care of your fish problem. That would have been an easy one, but,
Empty the freezer right out.
yeah.
Love to go out for walleye, perch. We always had it for Christmas Eve, Well, nice talking to you, Kaz, and thank you for I'm sorry I didn't turn in.
Oh, no, that's okay. It happens, but, yeah, DJ has the date there, so if anybody else, misses it.
Yeah.
Thank you, and all of you have a good day.
You too.
You too, thanks. Yeah, that date is also good for tires.
Oh, tires too?
Same date, same time, same place. Electronics and tires. I'm still trying to find the hazardous, like the paint and chemicals.
Well,
but everything else right now,
that's why I want to have
tires.
Sarah on here.
Yeah,
She explained to me how you can get rid of paint legally.
yeah. I think you got to put cat litter in.
Yeah, put cat litter in the paint, Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Cass.
Hey, how you doing?
A couple questions. First of all, that lady just called about the refrigerators and freezers.
Yeah.
They will take them if they are working. If they're not working, they don't take them.
Who's that, Tenlec?
Kind of like that's what they require. They got to be in working order.
Even if they don't, there are people that go around, they advertise all the time. They will pick up your scrap,
Okay, those
Metal
things,
scrappers.
The Penelec, that was a program where it had to be a working refrigerator, and then what they did, they gave you, I think, $50 for it.
Okay. And then that was against a new purchase,
Right. And,
I'll have to check on there and see if that, I'll call them up and,
Probably an efficiency thing. They want you to get more efficient
yeah.
freezers and refrigerators.
But usually with the scrap dealers, you have no trouble. They'll come in, they'll pull out of your basement if it's worth it to them.
Yeah, they just want the metal, whatever they can get out of it.
well, some places that do welding use old refrigerators to store welding rods so they don't get humidity.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Good
Well, that's
time
stuff you
to
have to keep cool.
Says on the new program that you're talking, I don't know how far it's progressed. You talked about opening some like a farming program for inner city.
Oh, you mean urban farming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's become of that? Was that gone through or?
Well, they're actually working on the. You know what? I'll bring next study session, not study session. Next council meeting, I'll talk to David Brennan. That was the councilman that brought it up. And presently, the last he told us that's upstairs right now being worked out in the solicitor's office and working with our zoning department to see where we can fit that in the city. Because it's not going to go everywhere, you know what I'm saying, Richard? It's not going to go everywhere in the city, but it'll be certain areas that we think it would fit in.
A few locations.
Right, so they're going to do certain rezonings permitting that in certain areas, because we got people like, the breweries, they want to grow hops there. And, regular, I'm sure the sisters, like that were doing the West Side and now the East Side project, they may want to have urban gardens. Neighborhoods may want to have urban gardens,
That's what I was going to ask. Does that affect neighborhood? Say, for example, if I want to grow a small garden in my backyard, do I have to get a permit or something to do that?
I believe right now anybody can have a small garden. What we're talking about is kind of like more on a commercial level and maybe using large fields like say next to my house where you got just a big empty field and, allowing somebody to grow, farm products in there. So there's a lot to be worked out in the legality. Basically what council did was authorize the study by the zoning department and by the solicitor's office to craft together an ordinance which would allow that. But I'll try to get an update on it from Councilman Brennan.
Yeah, that'd be good for the farmers markets and stuff that I see throughout.
Oh
the
yeah.
city.
That's another thing I was wondering. I know they have farmers market downtown. They one time had it up there at 38th and Pine Avenue.
Right, they still do.
They had a corner there. They had a farmers market there for a little bit.
Well, we still do. That was the neighborhood watch up there in conjunction with the owner of the property was Keystone. And, the ones that ran Country Fair and that. So they graciously allow us during the, it's limited to when the farmers think that they can, sell this stuff. So they'll be back again, okay? They come back, and then as the college kids leave there and that parking is open, then we will have the farmers market there. But, long term, if you bring that up, there's 2 studies. One is in the new bus terminal, they're talking about possibly a market in there, some kind of concept. And also on the GF property, they're talking about a farmer's market typical to the one they have out east in Lancaster and Reading and Allentown, where they may not be open every day, but they have stalls in there, much like we had in the old days at, we had farmers markets, in the old days at the downtown there, we had a couple locations. I think it's a good idea, to have a fixed location where even in winter you can have it,
Well, hopefully it comes in. I'm still trying to come up with some ideas to help get us more, not only shopping-wise in the city, but get some kind of businesses to come in that will be long-lasting.
Well, one of the guys I'm hoping to have on there, one of the gentlemen is Mr. Buchner from the Downtown Improvement District.
Right.
And if we get him on here, I hope people will call and, feel free to call him too also. And,
I talked to John.
Yeah, give him your ideas because, saying you want business is one thing, but convincing people that, invest that there is a market here is important. If a lot of people say, this is what we want, it could happen, Because business will go where business is. But, we can't tell them, here's a good location. They have to be convinced,
Yeah, business has to make sure that they want a place they can make money off of it.
And I think it's necessary downtown.
Yeah, if a business isn't going to be able to grow, then they're not going to go to a location.
What I like to see them do down to Bayfront there and tie it in with the nautical themes and that is some kind of a craft shop where they teach you woodworking skills and that. We don't see that in schools anymore.
No, there is a boat building.
To maybe build furniture or build, like they try to build ships, but maybe models of ships and stuff. That young kids, I know my grandkids are involved with down in Pittsburgh. The Home Depot has a program.
Oh yeah, they do it up here too. Where every so many Saturdays the kids go up there.
Yeah, at least once a month they do a kids program where all the kids are come up and they build a small project.
I think that's needed. It's more than just the electronic field to give them something to, some kind of a skill to rely on. That if they can't.
Well, the closest thing we got to that, Doc, is they have the Maritime School.
Yep. The Maritime Center, they're actually working on building a boat.
Is that the Porcupine they're working on?
Yeah, the Porcupine. It's going to be like a smaller boat to the Niagara that they have kids and programs set up for.
Yeah, the Porcupine's going to be one of the sloops or schooner. I think the sloop, not a schooner. Schooner, is it?
I think it's a schooner, yes.
A little bigger than a sloop.
Yep.
So everybody looks at the Niagara, but they forget that there were a lot of little gunboats in the battle. So this one's going to be a close, what do you call it, a reconstruction of it.
Yeah, it's not original because it's not the whole wooden frame, but it's a similar replica of what.
Yeah, the Coast Guard's a little tough on historical relevance.
Right. But they've been working on that. That should be ready soon.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch.
They do a lot of pretty neat programs down there at the Maritime Center, and they've got a lot of equipment.
But I agree with you. I think there's a lot of things that can go down there. Just if somebody has the money and the willpower to do it. Let's hope somebody does it. You still there, Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe somebody will come up with that idea. Some businessman with.
This idea, if they do that, maybe a DJ, he come up with all those old CDs or DVDs, and you glue them all together, and they'll look and paint it black, make it look like a cannon.
Well, we'll have Captain DJ.
That could be the next
project. Give him a little eye patch
That's it.
I got no words.
He's speechless.
Doc, we got your recorders. We looked at them, but there's not really much we can do to them. I'm going to pass them on to one of our friends who works on that stuff.
I'll take a look, see what you can do. Stay in touch.
Okay, see ya.
Yeah, give me a call sometime.
Yeah, we'll give you a call.
I'll call you this afternoon, okay?
All
right.
That's Santa Claus.
Not supposed to say that.
No.
There's kids watching the
He
show,
called from
maybe.
the North Pole.
Well, yeah, you know, he tries to keep his... He doesn't want anybody to know he lives in town.
He doesn't. He lives in the North Pole.
This
That
is-
was long distance.
This is a summer vacation or summer home.
He summer vacations here
Yeah,
in the summer.
You're still mad because you didn't get that train way back. Ooh, what was
No
that?
idea what that was. That phone is angry.
Today is weird. I'm calling up everywhere. There's all kinds of problems.
Really?
Yeah, I got an operator from somewhere in the Far East. I'm going, what the heck is going on? The phones aren't connecting right. And,
I don't know.
Somebody's working on something.
yeah, something's crossed up everywhere, but
I blame Russia.
why not, right?
Hackers.
Go ahead, caller.
Something just jumped up at me.
Uh-oh, you got to be careful about that. Go ahead.
This complex, this apartment complex, have you gotten anywhere?
Well, yeah, and did you watch the last council meeting?
Yeah, and all I heard was spin.
Well, not spin. We told him all we authorized it, because there's a little misconception out there. All we authorized was to send this forward to
To
zoning and all that, and to the solicitor. And when they bring it back, it's going to take 2 readings before they can do what they want to do. If we give them 2 readings on the ordinance to rezone the property, then they have to design it officially, send it to design and review. That has to be okayed, then that has to be brought back to council. So there's many opportunities to either push this project forward or stop it, John.
How do they get the right to get alerta?
Well, they fall in the zone that qualifies, and it's new construction.
What zone qualifies down there?
Well, for really easy...
What zone that qualifies?
Well, right now, like the one that is most obvious, I'll have to get you the borders. I know the one border goes up to 28th Street. That's what they call the CDBG zone.
But we're not going to have any CDBG money anymore.
Well, no, but they call that the zone, and anybody that's in that zone, they get like, I believe, I'm going to have to check on this, but there's a 10-year and a 5-year alerted depending on where you're located.
I thought it was staggered depending...
Well, remember a few years ago, John, you could even get alerta if you built a new, like say a new garage or an addition to your house, okay?
10 years.
Yeah, you would get alerta based on that new part, not the old part.
Right, and I'd only pay tax on the building and not the land.
Right, and basically, like, he qualifies, I mean, because the alerta is supposed to be to push development in areas that normally we couldn't do it. And that's the areas defined as the CDBG zones that are in need of renovation, much more so than where you and I live, okay? And so, as they do that, we also, what made us get curious about his project was when he mentioned that it was going to involve 501(c)(3)s and a nonprofit. Yeah, so council said, before we give you these 12 out of 13 properties that got to be rezoned, we want a little bit of a guarantee that these aren't going to be tax exempt like the hotel did.
True.
And you know what? Nothing is perfect when you're dealing with the state and the laws.
Well, sure, like Senator was going to get that money for down below there, and they wouldn't sign an agreement, so he didn't push for getting it.
Well, no, he's still fighting. We're still fighting. You know, the administration is, along with council. We authorized the fight. But, you know, and I support the mayor on this one because we got to have more taxable property. I mean,
property. I remember a councilman saying that was his main thing. That's why he ran for office. He was going to get all kinds of taxable property in there. He got elected in the council, and bang, now it's gone.
Well, as long as I'm here, I'm not going to give anybody...
You don't make that kind of promise.
I don't want any free rides with anybody. Not, you know, if they want to come here, you know, like Erie Insurance, they come here now, we're going to do a rezoning for them.
Now people can say that we're having a $500 million project in the city. This has been predetermined years ago that they were going to invest this money. It's not just because of this new plan or whatever.
No. Hey, you know what? This is what John, what bugged me about, I'll tell you, the newspaper and everybody's all over us about, we're not moving fast enough. And do you know how many plans are out there right now?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Penlick, when I worked there, they had a plan for their...
Well, sure they do.
...plan in the late 80s.
Right, and here's the good part of what's happening now. I will say this about recently that you read about what they called the war room, right? You hear about that in the paper?
Yeah.
Well, the war room is where they brought everybody into a room that had all these plans. The downtown plan, the Gannon plan, the Hammett plan, the Erie Insurance plan, the Lower Bayfront plan, the county plan. Everybody's got a plan. And in the past, everybody's plans walked over each other. Nobody got anything accomplished.
We don't want plans, we want action.
Well, yeah, but I think if you sit down and you go, if you talk to, you brought it up, John. If you say you talk to Penlick or Erie Insurance, you say, what are you planning in the future? And, if they tell you, okay, that has a lot to do with what we do on council. We're not going to do something that's going to go against their long-term gain, because, when you look at it, we're going to give Erie Insurance breaks. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, they're hiring more people to work, they're paying taxes when their alerters are all done, And those are, important things.
That is 100% true.
But I'm all for, somebody like Nick Scott, he's talking like he wants he's going to get a couple breaks on his project. But just like Tom Kennedy's hotel, the Cobblestone, they're going to pay taxes.
Yeah.
And that's what's important. At the end of the day, everybody gives everybody a little help.
And you got a judge over there saying that the Sons of Italy should get rid of their...
Oh, your Sons of Lake Erie, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Get rid of their cobblestone fight. If our zoning office worked the right way, that would have never went in.
Well, I think council's disappointed that, the waterfront is our last asset, and we want to be the ones, and I don't mean this in the way it sounds, but...
You want to take advantage of the property.
Well, we're elected by the people to represent them. And now you got people that aren't elected making decisions, and they're like running the place. That's not the way the system has worked.
Yeah, you got all these properties down there in the KOZ and the Lourdes and all that, and then where do they live out in
right.
South Shore?
Here's the thing. If you don't like what I'm, first of all, I live in the city, and I have to, okay? And I'm proud to live there, okay? But if you don't like the job I do or the votes I take,
don't vote for you.
You can get rid of me. Now, how do you get rid of these guys on, these non-elected officials that are running? They seem to be running the city now.
You get rid of them, you dissolve the authority.
They serve a purpose, but they should not overstep.
That's true.
They're supposed to do the right thing. I mean, public opinion isn't always right, but it's a good barometer, okay?
True.
There are some things we should do that, that maybe the vast majority of people don't want to do, but when you think about it, but those are decisions that elected officials make and pay the price for it, if they the public feels it was wrong.
True.
But, too much now is like, do I think the path is absolutely ugly? No, but I don't think it's the one I would have picked,
True.
Is there not a system of checks and balances?
Well, yeah, they went to court and you had a judge rule that it's null and void,
Yeah.
That's your appeal process, okay?
Now on my closing note.
Okay.
I want to thank the Parks Department. They did a wonderful job.
Yes, they always do, but you mean the cleanup?
Yes.
Yes, they do, and you know what? They're faced with a dilemma.
Oh, I understand that.
Do they pick up the stuff they're not supposed to? Do they leave it there? And
well, I always pick up my brush that the wind and the winters take care of, and it got a little ahead of me.
I saw something nice. I was out east, during Easter, and boy, there were some recycling ideas that they did that we should be doing here and making money off it. You know.
Drying the cardboard and the paper and putting it in and selling it.
Yeah, they don't even care if the people live outside the city limits. They were coming in and making money off it.
Well, sure. And just like they do snow plowing in Toronto. You know how they do their snow plowing?
No.
They heat it. They superheat it, and it goes in the drains.
More of a drainage system instead.
What about the oil and the salt, though, John?
It's all fresh snow.
They don't have any trouble with, see,
It goes through the sewer filters.
I bet you we would have, some EPA would be all over us.
Yeah, because
Oh.
wherever the
Do they do it, huh? Pardon?
wherever the sewer drains go, we'd have the biggest issue.
Do they have it, do you know anybody in the United States does it, John? I'd be curious.
I don't know. I'll research that.
Yeah, if you find some, I'd be interested in writing them, because,
You know, on your way home, Gaz, if you want to say DJ thing, I got that heavy.
I might have to give him I got to pick up my wife somewhere, so I'll give him the address, okay?
That's fine.
And if he needs help, I'll come around in, a couple of minutes.
It's just about a small computer size, but it is heavy.
If you ever come across a nice radio, John, you know, the one with the green eye and all that?
Yeah, I might have one of those that's Philco, but I'm still looking for inkwells. Have a good one.
Hey, what are you looking for?
Inkwells.
You mean the glass ones?
Yes.
Ooh, John. I wish you would.
Said that before.
I wish you would have called me.
I did 3 years ago.
Yeah, but they were gone then. When they merged Academy with Central, there was boxes of those, and the people I was with looked at them and said, "What are these things?" I had to explain to them that.
I'm the only kid in 5th grade, or I think her name was Graffy or whatever, that had the lightest ink printing on my papers, because I took the inkwell into the cloakroom and cut it with half water.
You know what? I'm gonna look around for you. I don't think I have them at home. I remember I brought about a half a dozen home for my wife, because they were just literally throwing them away.
Well, they don't. Most people don't use them anymore.
Oh, they went in the hole. They were that big.
Yeah.
And we had to actually learn how to do that when
Yeah,
we didn't have ballpoint pens. Yeah, there you go.
Go time.
Well, we didn't have feathers either, so I want to tell kids that.
I still have a couple desks.
You do?
Yeah. I got them when they were selling them out there on Green Garden for 50 cents a piece.
Ah. Yeah, well, the school district was getting rid of them for a while, too.
Yep. So, well, have a great day.
The old wooden ones, though.
So, Dave, what we're going to do is we're going to mount some flamethrowers to the front of your car, and we're going to test that theory out this winter. We're just going to drive around and melt all the snow and let it go away into the drains.
Napalm's going to be a little hard to get hold of, though.
Nate, don't bring that up.
Yeah, we're not-
That's bad karma.
Yeah, it's bad karma.
Bad idea.
Just flamethrowers.
My generation
Only
don't want to hear about that one.
Yeah, let's not.
We get a few guys that...
Melt it with fire. That sounds awesome.
When you,
They're
you
probably
tell,
doing like electric heaters of some sort or radiant heat.
well, you know, a napalm was just like a flamethrower.
Yeah, that's what they used in the old flamethrowers.
Oh, well.
There's some bad weaponry out there that...
Oh,
Yeah, I'm glad
yeah.
that they made that illegal.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
I got nothing.
We can't go off the air yet. We're getting close.
No, I don't know.
We need more phone calls.
phone call. Call us.
On a personal note, I want to say hello to my mother, who was a little bit under the weather, so
How's she doing?
hope she's feeling good.
Hi,
and,
Mom.
and a longtime neighbor, Mrs. Griesober, who watches my show, I thought she had, well, I'm glad she's watching.
That's good.
Yeah, I know we have a viewer in Ohio. I don't
Well,
know
we
if
get
he's
a lot of
watching
people-
right now, but
A lot of people like our show late at night, too, you
Yeah.
know, when they're...
we air 3 times a day. You can't miss us.
But I tell them,
works.
call the show. But
Yes,
Call.
we're live.
Call. Dave, tell them about Retrocade. What do we got coming up this week?
Oh yeah, this weekend I got coming up. I'm doing a retro gaming night. And I'm setting up like the old game systems from like the old
Remember
Pong
Ataris?
console, Atari 2600,
ColecoVision.
the NES.
Pong, there's the first one I
Yes,
remember.
the old Pong system. We will have that set up.
Yep.
Paddleball.
All the old game systems.
I still remember the one game where they had them in taverns. You would hit the golf ball, it would go and then it would disappear and come on another screen and come down in a hole like.
I
But
don't know what that is.
what, you know, the old early graphics, like, let's see, what was Pong, and then it was, what was that weird thing that went up like a,
Missile Command?
like
Yeah.
a, looked like a
Space Invaders?
caterpillar?
Oh, Centipede.
Yeah.
Centipede's fun.
Yeah, that's the old Atari games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, my son still has them, and then the race car where...
We have
Yep.
all that stuff, and we'll actually be setting it up Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday night we'll be having that whole game. Yes, we will have Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
That will be set
Space
up.
Invaders.
Yeah,
So
all the old
if-
classics.
Of course,
all
my
kinds of fun.
generation remembers pinball machines.
Pinball. We don't have any pinball machines yet.
Hit the machine,
There's not many places that have those anymore.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, locally though, we do have Playport. They've got a whole section of pinball machines.
Who does?
Playport.
Playport.
Over
Really?
on Peninsula.
Yeah.
Or 12th and Peninsula.
There's still a couple around, but they're,
There's not many though. That's the
Yeah.
tough part. It's hard finding the old machines.
when kids see them, they're like marvel, like, what's this? And they go, this is skill.
Yes.
Skill.
Then I found out how the guys would set the weight inside there so that...
Oh, wow.
Well, they'd be able to
Tilt.
adjust it and everything. Well, surprisingly, they're actually some places are making new pinball machines, but they're actually doing it where it's all digital, where it's the size of a pinball machine, but it's like an actual TV screen.
Yeah, I like the old ones.
But the old ones are way better because it's all mechanical.
Making noise, spinning,
Yeah. Fun stuff, man.
nice pictures on the screen,
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Depending on the theme the pinball machine was made or not, it'd be pretty fun to play.
Old sliding bowling machines.
Oh, I remember those. That was pretty cool. They used to have those in a few different bars and such. The small little bowling balls.
Well, we got about 4 minutes left if you want to busy out the line, and we'll wrap up here.
You sure?
Yeah. Mr. Mike says we have 4 minutes, then we have 4 minutes.
Mr. Mike knows because he's got
Mike knows.
the official watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Longinus? They used to say Longines, the official watch.
Yes, the official watch.
See, when I was a kid, they still had the scoreboard where the arrow went around, and now it's all digital.
Yeah, of course. Everything's going to be digital now. Even though some of the analog stuff worked better. It's just hard finding it.
Well, I'd like to go up to young kids. What time is it? Oh, it's about 22. And that just breaks their bubble,
The young
What
kids,
does
it's
that
like,
mean?
watch? What's that? Let me grab my cell phone.
Yeah. 22 what? What's that mean?
20,
But I got nothing.
Look at the clock.
20 to what?
See, I went to a school where they didn't want you to know what time was, so they did it in Roman numerals.
Oh.
So you had to think hard when you looked at it,
VIIIX.
All we knew is
It'll hurt
when
your brain.
Yeah, wow.
it got to around the 2 or 3, we're getting in good shape, Time to go home.
Yeah. Well, it's like, now with the inkwells and such, there's no cursive writing anymore. I mean, they don't really teach that in schools.
I was born too early. I mean, think if I was born a little later, I could be one of these guys that sat up on the big desk, and you go, well, I'll be glad to transcribe it. Let's see. That means...
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun.
You sure?
Yeah. It's been a good day. I went and popped another quarter in the meter, so we didn't get
And you're
towed.
welcome to come down anytime you want.
Oh, of course. I'll probably be back.
He's my replacement.
He doesn't have a costume, does he?
No,
No, not yet.
not yet.
That might be a project of mine as well.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. From the doctor something.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I've got,
I mean, one
a
of
few
those
ideas.
big discs on top where
I could do that too.
they were scary looking.
Yeah, there's some of them. I'll have to see what I can find, what I can come up with.
Thanks for watching.
Well, we're not off yet, are we?
Oh, we're going. We got like 1 minute.
I will say, once more to my mom and Mrs. Greasover, have a good day. And what about you, DJ? Got any goodbyes?
Goodbye. Goodbye, Erie. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Erie. That sounds ominous.
See you next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sure, anytime,
You've been had.
You're now a member of the team.
I've noticed it fit right in.
Whether you want it or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9.